1978, a year of wonder, a year of magic, and one that gave us some of the most important moments in human history. This is the year Space Invaders launched and started the craze for video games. A cartoonist, Jim Davis, published the very first Garfield comic strip. The iconic song Staying Alive topped the music charts. Miss You by the Rolling Stones and YMCA by the Village People were big hits as well. Some classic movies were released, like Animal House, Grease, and Saturday Night Fever. Argentina hosted and won the World Cup. Home Depot opened their very first store. And some very notable people were born, such as Ashton Kutcher, Josh Hartnett, Kobe Bryant, but most importantly, the person we're here to talk about today. Rick was born in Sacramento on a beautiful day, July 14, 1978. By all accounts, he was a happy kid. He enjoyed horseback riding, baking, Transformers, and G.I. Joes. He started working at a very early age, first as a stunt double for Lou Ferrigno's The Incredible Hulk, and then as Christopher Reeve's Superman. After a short-lived baseball career, he fell into a rough crowd with the San Bernardino Mickey Mousies. They were responsible for over 95% of the world's graffiti. But this all changes when he discovered a passion for music, which led him to his biggest venture yet. What many don't know is that Rick was part of one of the biggest boy bands of the generation. But even with all that money and that fame, he knew he had another calling. He almost got his big break in The Godfather before being replaced by Al Pacino halfway through production.
You broke my heart. You broke my heart.
Many wondered what bright future was in store for him. Rick would very soon find the place he knew he would want to spend the rest of his life at. Yeah, so I've known Rick for about 6 years, I think. Before I knew him, he was well known in the company. I think he'd been working here for about 38 years at that point. Some would say he'd been here his whole life.
So, about Rick Aragon, I've known him forever. And in fact, I knew him as long as he was selling shoes at Foley's.
First time that I met Rick, he was actually a bright-eyed, bushy-tailed youngster. It was like 17 years ago, so he was, like 12 years old or something like that?
So Rick and I go back to the Medco days when we shared an office together.
Tragedy struck on July 14th, 2018. Rick had a birthday, and on that day, bid farewell to his youth. So we remember back to when he wasn't old. So when I found out that he was turning 50, 40. Oh.
So one of my favorite memories of Rick had to do with a nickname that actually stuck with him for a while. Now, he worked side by side with a young man named Tony Rostelli. They were known as Rocky and Bullwinkle. So I'll give you two guesses as to which one he was.
Convention, Rock, did you forget already?
Yeah, but where's the convention?
So I know that the real reason he brought me back to Alorica is so that someone would be older than him on the DirecTV staff.
And I recall when I was calling in to do my 401k, and when I was talking to the representative, I only put 1%, and I could hear somebody in the background telling me 1%, do 5%. And I'm just surprised, somebody who is younger than me was telling me, giving me some good advice.
One of the things that I remember most, he came over to my apartment for a game of basketball. Even then I could tell, that age was catching up to him a little bit, but he really held his own. Yeah. He lost, unfortunately, but... So 40 years of life definitely presents its challenges. Those closest to him have some tips to help enjoy life to the fullest. Tips for Rick now that you're 40. Take your vitamins. Make sure you stretch every morning. Make sure that you always let people know where you're at so we don't lose you.
And by the way, just remember to shine up that head with some oil, my friend. You beat the hair loss and you just decided to get rid of it yourself.
You have to watch what you eat, because I think at this point everything can kill you.
Well, camouflaging the gray helps.
Cholesterol, blood pressure, picking up things, stretching too bad, memory loss.
You'll go in your 40s, you may go into bifocals, start using bifocals.
Everything makes you cranky.
Camouflaging the gray helps.
You gotta pee all the time. I've heard.
Take time to enjoy the good things in life.
You know, you have the respect of kids. They'll be able to call you sir or old man. That's always good.
You know, you may have digestive issues.
I mean, think about it this way. 40 is halfway to 80, right? That's good.
Also, you know, things do change.
Make sure you make time for family. You'll never get it back.
Take things easy now. You know, things are just gonna get a little bit harder from here.
But really, from the heart, absolutely love you like a brother, and I hope you have the happiest birthday ever, and may God bless you always.
It's been my sincere pleasure to work with him, and I really would like to wish him a very happy birthday and many, many more to come.
Well, if he was here right now, I would wish him a happy birthday. Just how much we appreciate him, everything that he does for us.
And, you know, thank you for that, and I just want to wish you happy birthday, and then thank you for looking out for your team.
Hey man, don't worry about it. 40s, they say it's like being in your 20s again. You know, except you don't have as much energy and you can't drink as much. You can't eat anything that you ate when you were in your 20s. You know, you'll fall asleep 7:30. I guess it's nothing like your 20s.